Okay, guys, today we're going to recap Tyler Perry's Ruthless, season number 5, episode 8, entitled Of Mothers and Sons. So let's jump right into it. The heist is relieved from eating his breakfast, right? That elder mother made for him. And he thinks that elder mother is holding out on him because remember, she stopped putting the medications inside of his food. But this plate was done just right. I don't know, I guess she felt sorry for him and wanted him to feel better. And we know that Ruth and elder mother has to fight for his attention. So she wanted to also make him feel better, okay, by putting her hands inside of his pants. And yeah, he liked it. And this is why I can appreciate this character, because she knows exactly what she needs to do to keep his mind off of other things, right? She has to keep him engaged. So yeah. And then suddenly River is at the door and he walked in and the heist told Ruth to go ahead, don't stop, don't pay River no attention. But Ruth was like, Trigger, if you don't get your little narrow ass up out of here. River wanted the heist to know that the stores had been replenished and that he wanted to treat Sister Joan so that she could be reprogrammed. He also let them know that he's going to need batteries so that he's able to see his son. Now, mind you, he's loading him with all of this information while Ruth is there playing in his pants. And the heist is like, yeah, okay, all right. But this is good news for River because he just wanted the heist to know that he's going to finally be able to see his son with this newly delivered ultrasound machine. This got the heist really excited, but Ruth, of course, is very worried at this point. Then in our next scene, we see Barbara Walters here, Jr., bringing in some bear claws for breakfast. She still wants an interview with the heist, and Kyle thinks that this is not such a bad idea. He thinks that having the camera and the reporter would be helpful, so he thinks that Andrew can actually go in there wearing a wire to further support this madness. But Desiree thinks that the starvation method is still the best method. For all she cares, Andrew can rot in jail because she still thinks that Andrew killed one of their own, Lynn and Brian. Moving on, we have Zane running into Ruth in the yard. She said that she decided to not work with Obadiah anymore because he insulted her. So I'm thinking, Obadiah has a sharp tongue. He said something to cut Zane down because Zane is very sensitive. Then she finally told her that Obadiah R-word her. And Ruth was like, well, I'm about to be chopped up into a million pieces, so who cares about you being R-worded, right? She confessed to Zane that she was not pregnant, and I thought that Zane already knew that she wasn't pregnant. Wasn't Zane the one who actually helped to get one of the pregnant mothers pee 2 seasons ago? I think it was Zane, right? And tell me if I'm wrong. But she said that River knows that she's not pregnant and he's ordering this ultrasound. And Zane said that she just can't let that happen. And then Ruth told her to stay with Obadiah to be sure that nothing happens to Callie. I'm like, are you serious? Ruth is pimping this girl out at this point, and it's really sad. And then Zane agreed. Zane is that kind of friend. She wants to be supportive, even though if it means that she has to sacrifice herself. When Ruth left, Lacey came up feeling all fantastic. She said that she saw River typing on a computer. She wanted to use it to get all of Joan's money. That's their famous plan. Okay, anyway, Zane isn't too sure about it, but Lacey is very confident that their plan is going to work, but Zane isn't worried about that. She's really focused on Ruth at this point. Desiree and Kyle are still trying to find this connection between the heist and Keys when Keys' lawyer came through to see his client, quote unquote. I thought he was there 2 episodes ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, when he got there, Keys was suddenly afraid of him, and then he ran her into a corner, or he just cornered her. So she already knew what time it was. Then we see River going into the infirmary to check on their best compound patient, Joan, after he nearly tased her to death. And she's looking like she's practicing for the junior dance recital. She's there trying to walk, taking these baby steps as he apologized. And Joan let it be known that he's not her favorite person. And River told her that fear of the heist and his violent behavior turned him into this monster. But Joan thinks that the fear only revealed what was already there. He said that none of that behavior was really him and that he wanted to rekindle their friendship. And he was very apologetic, and I even believed him. But we'll find out exactly what he's up to a little bit later. He went to grab her for a hug, and she let him know that she was still sore. And then they shared this chuckle of a laugh. So then River came up with this great idea for them to rebuild the trust in their friendship. And in the meantime, Lacey snuck into River's trailer trying to find that laptop. She found the laptop and his cell phone inside of his pillowcase. She was, trying to figure out the login, Raku-Win-1. And that wasn't the password. I think she's trying to get the information for the Wi-Fi. Then she tried Raku-Win-2. Remember, these are Joan and River's social media accounts or something. These are the names that they gave to Ruth when they quote unquote left the compound the first time. She tried something Dicon, and that was it. And she finally got past that one. So then she began to put in Joan's account and the password. Then she heard River and Joan at the door. So she jumped behind the bed to hide, right? And when they got to the door was actually locked because, of course, Lacey locked it behind her. And River said, no, I don't usually lock the door. But once they got in, he went right to the laptop. And this immediately made me think that all of that syrupy, lovey-dovey friendship bullcrap that he just fed to Joan a few minutes ago, it was just a bunch of bullshit. All he thinks about is that money. And River noticed that the laptop was already primed, like someone had already tried to get into the account. They both agreed to have portions of their password and the account information secured so that they need both signatures in order to get any of the money. And after they left, Lacey came out of hiding very, very disappointed. Then we moved back to Inspector Gadget and his sidekick. They found out that the last pages of Key's rap sheet made reference to the infamous Mikado family, the same family that Lila was connected to. So all they need to do now is simply confirm with Keys that this is what actually happened. But we can see that she's a little busy dying right now on the jail cell floor. So she's not going to be of any help to them. That's just a little impossible. Then Kyle called for Coolidge to pull the security footage. And Desiree wants to know who let this creep in. And of course, it was Kyle who let him back. He opened the gates for him to go and see Keys. And this is Kyle's, second or third major F-up? I don't know. He's not looking too good in Desiree's eyes. And she's already about to be pulled off the case, so this is just a cherry on top. She's done. Moving on to another part of the sheriff's office, Andrew and Sheriff Conley are screaming for Andrew to get out of that cell and go to the bathroom. So the non-suspecting rookie came over there to open the gate for him to go to the bathroom when Andrew swindled him. He threw him in the cell with Conley and told Conley that he has to now go and redeem himself. He told him the same thing that he told Ruth 3 seasons ago, to tell his son that he loves him if he doesn't make it back. Okay. Obadiah showed up with the batteries that River requested. River enlisted him to work with him on a project that he said he's been working on, and Obadiah agreed. I don't know. These two are not going to be good together. I can tell you that right now. And I really believe that Obadiah has something up his sleeve. I don't quite know what it is yet, but I don't know. His whole character has been off since he arrived. Then we move back to the heist, and he's laying there, waking up from a drug-induced nap. He went over to the foot tub of water, washing his face when his mama showed up again, her and her half-lit Newport. But I don't know. Of course, no one was there, but he saw her through the mirror, and he begged her to get thee behind me, birth mother. Moving on, then Manny came to the door and he told him that River requested to see him in the infirmary for the ultrasound for him to meet the little airy one, his son. And this is when Obadiah walked up on Ruth while she was hanging the clothes. And why is Ruth still doing chores? Isn't she the sacred mother? Sacred mothers don't hang clothes. I don't know. And Ruth thinks he's there to change his drawers or something, but he said that he can see why Tyrone enjoys her so much because of her sharp tongue. And she's a little shocked that he called him Tyrone. So this may be giving us a little insight on how he knows the highest, because Tyrone is his name before the compound days, right? But Obadiah told her that River wants to see her in the infirmary to meet her son via the ultrasound. And she pretty much told him to F off. No, he told her that she's stalling and that she she didn't want to take the ultrasound. Either she's a bad mother or it's something that she didn't want the heist to find out, that she's hiding something from him. He convinced her to go to the infirmary, and we know elder mother was there. She's gonna be sitting there waiting. And Ruth is pretending to not know what's going on. And she refused to take her clothes off. You know, the heist thinks that she's just nervous. And she said that she's not taking her clothes off with all those people in there, namely River and Obadiah. And River tried to explain to her that he has to be there to witness it because he's Daikon now. And it's such a sacred event. And Obadiah is only there just in case something goes wrong. And Ruth tried to talk her way out of this one, but the heist demanded that she take her robe off. She lied back on the bed, pulled up her robe to expose her chiseled belly. It's not one baby bump in there. And here comes Nurse Elder Mother rubbing on that warm jelly. I told y'all she was going to be the one to do it, right? Then we heard a baby's heartbeat, and Elder Mother Supreme yelled out, "Oh my God." End scene. So the drama was so intense at the end. I'm not sure if it was actually the baby's heartbeat that was interlaced between the background music or if it was just actually the baby's heartbeat. I don't know. But anyway, I liked the episode. It wasn't too woo-woo this time with all of River's newfound Shakespearean vocabulary. So it was decent and it moved along pretty nicely. Well, you know, what I liked about the episode, let's start there, is the fact that they're actually finally getting around to listening to the fake baby that we've been hearing about for like 3 seasons now. So the ending was the best part to me. And what I didn't like was, well, there were actually 2 to 3 things that happened that I didn't care for too much. And that was Zane being R-worded again for like the 3rd time, and Lacey being unsuccessful in accessing the account, and also Andrew telling Connolly that to deliver this message to his son, the same message that he gave to Ruth a few seasons ago when he actually left the compound on assignment, but only this time he's leaving the jail to go back to the compound because it wants to somehow clear his name. Just repeat storylines, you know, that's it, used as fillers. And, you know, when these characters could really be doing something more with the time on screen, right? But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? I don't know, just to me, it just seems like the storylines keep getting stuck for some reason. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. You know, I'd appreciate it. And if you're a fan of Tyler Perry's Ruthless, then go ahead and sub to this channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys, on Ruthless TV, and I'm going to see you in the next one.